Hello, blessed and beloved jewelry community. Welcome to this third 3D jewelry tutorial with Blender and Damien Rohrbach. That would be me. Today, we're going to model some gemstones. So, in any jewelry-oriented software, we obviously would have an entire set of gemstones already available in our software. Obviously, we don't have that in Blender. And again, please don't talk to me about add-ons because I won't use add-ons. Blender is for everything and everybody. So we don't have specifics. And obviously, as jewelers, well, one of the first thing we need to design our jewels, well, that would be some gemstones. So obviously you can go on the internet and find, I guess, I even never really did that, but I guess you could Google that and find many diamonds models and use them. But I'm here to teach, I'm here to show, I'm here to share. So what I want you to do is model your own gemstones. And actually it's not so hard and it's a lot of fun. And that's also why we're here, to have fun. So what I did find on the web are the well, we do need some references, don't we? Obviously, uh, I know many of the cuts and shapes by heart, by memory, but I guess many won't know them. So there's many shapes and there's many cuts. Gemstone cutting is one of the hardest job in our field, and actually thank you to all the gemstones facetors and cutters out there. They're doing a very hard work to make these very pretty minerals shine at their best. Gemstone cutting is done mostly by hand with specific tools, obviously, but it's a very hard work. And without these gemstones, we jewelers wouldn't have much to do and to design. So, okay, so we're going to bring an image reference. I'm going to go somewhere here. Okay, and let's bring this image. Oh, it already came. That's funny. It comes directly facing the view. So let's go here. Let's reset the rotations there. We're good. So that's the top view. I'm going to save the file already. So that's video 3. Blender. Okay. So here we have some shapes and some cuts. There are more shapes, there are more cuts. Actually, obviously, also designing gemstone cuts is an art form all by itself. It's a field in itself. It's huge. It's very old also. Even if, in fact, that's one of the biggest changes uh, through the entire jewelry history. gemstone cutting and faceting is really modern. Uh, The brilliant shape, the brilliant cut for a diamond. Uh, well, first the cuts, they're calculated to make to get the best shine possible. So you can decide sometimes it's to get the best brightness, the to get all the light bouncing, all the light coming inside, bouncing and coming back to get the best uh, shining stone, the best fire in a diamond possible. That was calculated a century ago, so it's really modern because we are talking about almost 100,000, just a bit less, 80,000 years of jewelry history. So 1 century, it's almost nothing. That's very, very recent. And so you got to know that the way we cut the gemstones is one of um, the biggest changes that our generations have done in the field. Then it's 3D printing. But first, the first revolution that changed a lot through the ages and very recently is the way we cut the gemstones. And it's so the way we cut the diamonds, especially the round cut, brilliant cut diamond, is well, just a bit. Well, technically, the date would be 1910. So that's 110 years back that the cut seems to have been registered, invented. There are some variations in the way the cutter can get the angles and all that. But technically, the models are very well defined. So generally, they will tend to stick to their official model and stick to it. So there are preferences and there are some slight variations on where they're they're going to put some cuts and some angles. There might be some variation, but the level of precision asked to the best cutter in the field is very, 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 very high. So what changed? The tools. What started changing quite recently in the jewelry field and all the tools that are available, one of the most important technology that needed to be available is using, because what can cut a diamond? Well, only a diamond. So the diamond dust makes diamond tools, and the diamond tools are able to shape diamonds. It's very, very slow. It's very, very tedious, but that's the way it's done. You need some specific machines that are not very complicated machines. They're rotating discs with several different grids of diamonds. So it's always thinner uh, until you get the polished diamond face by face. So it's even harder to make it in real life than modeling it in 3D. Nowadays, there are softwares for gem cutters. Um, some part of the process do involve lasers to check the inside of the minerals and scanners also. That's the coolest technology available now. And they also have softwares to place and try to find, or um, because the problem is always about, are we going to get the biggest stone possible in the raw mineral, or are we going to make maybe 10, but maybe of these 10 gemstones, one will be very, very high quality, very high clarity, the color will be amazing on all of that, and some others good, and a couple of ones maybe not that good. Or are we going to make just one cut and it's going to be a very big gemstone, but maybe the overall quality won't be that good. So that's the normal problem they have when deciding how to cut the raw mineral. And well, that's a human decision, that's a business decision. Sometimes it's an artistic decision, because obviously sometimes the gemstone is already sold to someone, to a jeweler or a corporation that's going to sell it to a very big luxury group. So maybe they already know what they want to get out of that specific um, raw mineral. Because yeah, sometimes it's maybe a 100 carat raw diamond, and there are many things you can do with that. So if it's a gem quality, obviously it's going to be sold for the jewelry industry. But a lot of the natural diamond has actually no jewelry quality at all, no gemstone quality at all. So it's going to be used in the industry to make jewelry and many other diamond tools, because diamond tools are used a lot in the construction industry to have these cutters, because diamond cutters are very efficient and are used in many many other fields than in the that than for the jewelry industry. The jewelry industry generally is 6% of the extracted diamond in the world. So it's almost nothing has gemstone quality for us jewelers and jewelry designers. Okay, so shapes, the round. We're going to do the round faceted diamond, oval diamond, pure diamond, the marquise, which is the almond, let's say. Then we have the princess, which is a the square diamond. The so you got to know some cuts. Well, the cuts is all around the stone, so the faces may vary in front and on the back. Some can be mixed. You can have a brilliant cut on the front and a variant on the back, because obviously, like I already said, gemstone cutters are artists also, and well, some have invented the thousand faces cut, which has a name I won't say because that name is registered. So many gemstone cutter and jewelers invent their own um, shapes and cuts. But these are some of the most usual cuts. So then this is the emerald cut, the Acer cut, which is just basically the square version of the emerald cut. Some people are not um, don't agree with that, but let's basically I'm not, well, first because I'm not a gemstone cutter, so I do care a lot, obviously, like I said, because it's a very hard work. They're great artists, but it's not my field of let's say what action. So I'm not a purist, and actually I'm not, because I'm not that extremist in what I do or think. I'm always open to a lot of new ideas and interesting questions. I'm more about interesting questions than interesting answers, because you can always change your answer, and it's like what we know about the universe now. It's just what we know about the universe now. It's surely all wrong. Like the Greeks used to say that the atom couldn't be parted in two, in half. or whatever. That was the smallest particle for the Greeks were was the atom, which was already crazy that they were able to understand that. That's already amazing, but I was wrong. And now we think, even with quantum physics, we know a lot of things and all that, but we know nothing basically. So I won't be an extremist, and I'm more about interesting questions than answers. Okay, shapes. Then the baguette and the trapeze. Uh, so shapes that are not listed, that I won't do today, is the heart shape. The heart shape is one of the worst shape you can have. It's one of the worst cut, sadly, because the inside of the cut actually never really works for the mineral. So I would never recommend the heart shape for the designs. It's very cute and all that, but it's a bad idea. So I won't do it. So, and also because you need to come up with your own creative decisions. So you'll you'll do the hardship all by yourself. And well, there's the cushion. The cushion is a mix shape. It's a very pretty shape. I really do like the cushion cut. It's like a rounded square. It's very cute. It's very pretty, but it's something. It's exactly between the oval and the square. But you you'll figure it out all by yourself. Models are also available on the internet. So, well, I just wanted to start with some uh, some cuts. There are many, many other, but once I explain how to create one, you'll understand the rest all by yourself. And at the end, we'll obviously make the material, and I'll be explaining also a lot of things, or maybe I don't know, more things during the video. So, well, let's get to it. After after all that blah blah blah. Okay. Anyway, let's put some transparency on there. I'm going to move this guy here. So the brilliant cut, which is the cut, is 58 faces, facets, or 57, because depends if you count the tip or not. But anyway, let's okay. So names for modeling techniques. Some call it hard surface modeling, etc., etc. Like I already said, I come from a time when we're just modeling. I will make a difference between just modeling, which is mesh or curve modeling, and sculpting. We're directly going to add a mesh, a plane. So obviously it's big there. Let's make it smaller with the S key. Let's bring it here. So we're in object mode. Let's go to edit mode. So we have this. We're going to, so now we're in edit mode. So like I already said, scaling and all that is very common operation. So the S key all the time, S, R, and G for the basic operations. Okay. We're going to subdivide that. So W subdivide. I'm going to, well, let's click through that. We have the center vertex. Let's suppress so let's hit the delete key and remove the center vertex. So now, um, actually, well, that's pretty good. What is not good is that this is not centered. Let's try to center it here. So what I did is that I changed from local to global coordinates. That's very important. And also let's put in 0 there. Okay, now I'm going to take these vertices using the Shift key, and now I'm going to use the S key to come here. Okay, now I have a very simple geometric problem. The orientation of the cut is not so good. So it's 360 degrees divided between 8. So we have 45 degrees angle. I don't need, oh man. Well, I'm focusing on something else. Okay, and half of that is 22.5 degrees. So now I'm going to go out to object mode again. I'm going to rotate the image. Well, that's something you're going to face sooner or later. I'm going to bring it as straight as possible here. Anyway, it's a geometrical construction, and obviously I'm going to show how to do it absolutely geometrically correctly and precisely, because that would be useless if not. So now I'm going to rotate this also 22.5 like this. And what the problem is now is that my octagon is not accurate. And that's something that we need to be very wary of, because this is wrong. I'm going to hide the image for a moment. And I'm going to bring a plane. I'm going to center it. I'm going to scale it like this. And I'm going to copy it, Shift D, Enter. I'm going to rotate 90 degrees. Now I have this. So there's many ways to build this geometry and to move forward with all the facets and all. My first shape is that one. And in fact, I need the vertices of what I just did now. I'm going to remove this L key, suppress vertices. Now I'm going to phase mode. I'm going to remove these. So here only edge and faces. Remove only edge and faces. When I go back to vertex mode, I kept the vertices. So now with the Shift key, I can create this. This is a perfect octagon, and that's what we need to start and to model something geometrically totally accurately. So there are other ways to bring n-gons and polygons to the mesh. But what I just did is show how making underlying references like rectangles and rotating, you can build another shape. And this is a way to build an octagon. So what you're going to face in the 3D modeling workflow is that many things we do in 3D are not 3D problems. They're geometrical problems. So you need to study geometry. Basically, the best you're at geometry in, like, let's say the real life, real world, the best is going to be for you as a modeler and also as a jeweler. If you're not good at geometry, well, you can be good at sculpting and make many other types of jewelry, but a great deal of the jewelry design and jewelry creation process is about geometry. So if you don't know nothing about angles and basic geometrical theorems and all that, you're going to face problems very fast because, like just now, these are the first videos, and we're already using basic geometry to model a diamond, and a diamond is absolutely and totally geometrical model. So, okay, anyway, so let's bring back the model here. So now we can. Okay. Um, like I said, there's many ways to model things. Um, I'm going to show you how to activate the grid. So the grid. We can have absolute grid snap here. I'm going to use it on all the functions. And now I'm going to just use the control key and get a new vertex. So let me see. Okay, it's better if I turn it on. Okay, perfect. So what can we do now? So by example, we can up here you can activate the snap to the grid using all the basic functions, which move, rotate, scale, and you turn it on here. Now I have nothing selected. This is very important. Using the control key and the left mouse button, when I do a click, I'm going to create a new vertex. So now with the G key, I can move it, and because the snap is activated to the grid, I can put it in a very fixed position, and that's what I wanted. Now, we're going to use the spin function here. And first, let's make this, well, as you can see, the rotation is going around the 3D cursor, which is anywhere there, lost in space. Here in the spin window, I'm going to center at 0. I'm going to ask a 360 rotation and 8 steps. This way, I'm copying my vertex around 8 times. That's what I need now. And the auto merge is by default activated. So let's keep it like this. This is pretty good. Let's go out there. Let's close this. But they're connected in a way I don't want. So just let's go. We can go to edge mode. Let's select this. With the control key, it's going to select the sequence. Let's suppress only edge and faces. Let's go back to vertex mode. And now we can connect this. So with the shift key, you select this one, and that one, and F. F creates the face. We're going to do that all around here. All right. Okay. So, now another way to do what I just did. For the next step, I'm going to do it in another way. Let's add a circle. The circle there is way too big. So, like I said before, we can create polygons or n-gons in many different ways. I already showed how creating vertices, removing edges, faces, creating underlaying shapes like rectangles, and then removing faces and edges and connecting the vertices. Now I'm creating a circle, and actually I just want, let's say, how many do I have here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 14, 15, 16, 16, 16 vertices there, and the size. I don't know what size. Let's put it at 0.3, 0.2, 0.35, no, 0.25, 0.23, 0.24. Okay, that would be a pretty nice size. Let me do it a bit bigger. Let's do it like this. Okay, so now I can remove the image, which is a bit and okay, this guy is too big. Okay, here I have a problem because I need to align the line from the center to this guy must get to this guy. So I need a line. Let's create a reference line. So I have that, which is wrong for now. But now we just saw how to create a polygon using the circle and changing the amount of vertices. So there's one size. Okay, I have two problems now. Is that in many models, this should be square and the other one should be a square. So let me first just add a new plane. I'm going to remove the snap for a moment there. I'm going to put it right here. We're going to center it like this. So this is important to have a reference for this size. So I said in many models, but not in all. You could have, okay, let's make it here. So now I can remove this reference square or plane there and make the model like this. So now I need a line to get the position and the size of the outer circle. Let's simply create a vertex here and there like this. I'm going to activate the snap, put this one in the center, and this guy, well, luckily, but this is not accurate for now. Okay, let's bring it. Okay, you know what? I'm going to remove the snap. Let's snap to vertices, and let's snap this guy to the vertex here. Okay. So now I'm going to select that as an edge and make it bigger. Okay, so my line, let's remove the snap to the grid here. Okay, so now I'm going to put this to the right size. Something important here is that the outside shape is not always the same. Sometimes it's cut differently, and sometimes we do have a circle. So what I'm going to do is that instead, so now just to show the difference, I'm going to remove this one. I'm going to remove these vertices. I'm going to add a circle. I'm going to center it. So 16 would be when the outside shape is also faceted somehow, because sometimes they do, and sometimes they just keep it totally round. For me, it's more normal to have it round. Um, and we'll see how to make the faces around. So I have 16, but I want 2 more points. Well, I won't make it really totally round. We're going to make a certain amount of faces. So let's go with um, 64. We're going to go, yeah, 64 is going to be very good. So now that we are at the correct size and position, also checking my precision, the line, this segment I made is very important because it helps us check the geometrical precision we're getting, and obviously the points must be aligned on these construction lines, and it it is important to make these verifications from time to time, because sometimes, well, even if we're using the snap function and all that, and numbers and only numbers, and numbers don't lie, well, everything should come out perfectly fine. But sometimes things might snap weirdly or badly somewhere, and it's important to check your construction. And one way to do that is to create lines or other shapes to verify the general geometry, because obviously vertices must align in each direction. So we're good now. So now we can build the missing faces. So we're going to select that with the shift key, and every time it's the F key to complete the face. It's a bit repetitive, but it's also relaxing to do this, and that's where the fun comes from. If you don't find this relaxing, maybe you should ask yourself if you're doing this for the right reasons, or maybe you should train some other skills like patience and uh, and all that, but not on the computer. Uh, Doing something else, maybe yoga or something like that. If modeling doesn't calm you down, maybe go to therapy or something like that, because geometry generally is very contemplative, and its perfection tends to help us. That's why it's sacred. So generally making this way should really relax you. And the more you progress, the more it should relax you. Okay, so now we have something, but it's flat. So that's why we have the side view here. I don't have the back view, the down view. I know it, so I don't need it. We'll see about that. But we have the side view, so it's quite useful. Let's go out of this. I'm going to copy this, Shift D, and I'm going to take this guy up. So I'm rotating with the R key. I'm going to put, so now it's the front view with the 1 on the numpad, and let's place the side view somewhere there. Okay, so that's my reference. Let's go back to edit mode. Now let's go to face mode. Let's select this face and go to the move function. So this is that level. Okay. Now we can select the vertices, these with the shift key. These guys, they go at the mid level there. Okay, that's perfect. Now, I was talking about, okay, the around the stone that has a name. It's called the girdle or the fillet in French, and also in English they call it the fillet sometimes. The girdle, I prefer fillet. Uh, but anyway, so like I said, sometimes it's totally polished, and sometimes it has small facets, faces. But it's generally not just on the same level, because when a plane crosses a circle, we're going to get a curve of some type. That's why I made a 64 vertices circle around, because now we're going to, okay, we need to select the intermediate vertices. We can use the C. The C key is going to get us the circle selector. So we can do that. So we're just going to avoid the tips like this. There you go. So these guys, we're going to move them down a little bit. Something like this. What? Okay, it's good. Somewhere there, that's pretty nice. Now I'm going to remove, so let's go to C, but with the shift key, I'm going to remove the sides and just keep the middle one selected. Here I can't, okay, C. So it's C for the circle selector, then shift to remove that. So I just have the middle ones, the middle vertices, and let's move it down a little like this. Okay. So now I'm going to take all the girdle like this. To go out of the circle selector, just hit escape. Okay, I have this. Let's copy this. You hit Shift D, Enter. Don't move anything or you lose the precision. Now let's rotate this 180 degrees, 180 please, and move this down here. Okay, now let's hit Alt Z to get the transparency activated. So now we have the transparency on. Let's remove the images because they're disturbing a bit. Okay, we have this. I need to select the girdle there, just like this. And now we're going to use the bridge edge loops. And here we go. We have a very nice girdle, which is actually the way they're generally shaped and cut. Okay, so that's the top, that's the girdle, which is around the stone. And now we need the pavilion, the collet also, which is the part under the stone. So we are going to model that using just the tip. So with the shift key, we're going to select this. At first, we're going to take these guys. Which are the equivalent of the big faces of the crown. The crown is the part, are the faces around on the top. That's the crown. Okay, so this we're going to extrude. E, enter. We're going to move that. So at the beginning, we're going to have, okay, and let's go here. Like this. Then we'll check the angle. Okay, if you have a doubt, let's say, let's go to the web for something quick. Hit just diamond, cut model, maybe, or reference. Well, reference. I just want to know the angle on the side, oh, let's say angles. Okay, here we go. So this model says 4075 from the girdle to the side. This one says, just also to show, okay, no, this one's not good. Can't see this one. This one says 40. I know that's the height. Okay. 43 quarter, which is 4075. Well, actually, that's pretty good. A couple say 4075. Okay, we're going to use 4075. So if we want, I'm going to deselect everything with Alt A. So with the control key and the left mouse button, I'm going to do this. I'm going to activate the snap to the grid, please, to the grid here. Okay, so let's bring this guy to the grid, and let's get to the grid to get just a straight line. Now, I'm sorry, I'm going to select this and that, and rotate this. Let's remove the snap. So we said minus 4075. So let's put it here. Now Alt A. We have the transparency activated, so we can use the B for the box selector and come here. Actually, it was very close. So we need to be totally parallel to that, which is here. Now, okay, now, so at first we won't get the correct faces at once, but this is a way to progress and make the pavilion of the stone. So the E key to make the extrusion, enter. Let's move down. Let's scale it like this. Now we can do something to turn that into just one point, merge at center, and that's the tip. So generally the tip is not totally and absolutely just one vertex. It's also a face. So if I want to be very accurate, let's just do it with the F key and have this, which is a bit more correct. And wait, I was on the side view. Okay, that's okay. And let's make it smaller. It's very small, but it's visible to the eye when you look at the diamond from the top view. So it would be something like this. Okay, now things are that I need, I just want to check something. Okay, you see we have this level should be way downer. So let's select this. This is going to come somewhere here, like this. Okay, so now the problem is that the line that goes from there to there shouldn't exist. So we're going to remove the edges. I'm going to select these guys and select only edge and faces, and I have the remaining vertices. So now beware just not to get lost. There are not so many, but it's easy to make a mistake. I could easily make a mistake. Okay, let's go to the side view. So now um, we have the big faces from the pavilion that corresponds to the small faces of the crown. So that means that this, so take this with the control key, that connects to this one and make an F. So let's take that with control, this one with shift and F. And we're going to do that all around the stone. Control, and this time is this one. F, control, shift, F, control, shift, F, control, shift, F. Let's save from time to time. And be aware because, well, if you have the transparency on, okay, this one goes there, F, control, F. This vertex in the middle serves as a reference, must be in the middle, but actually that vertex, these vertices in the middle there, we're going to remove them because they're not there. That's a a full face. We'll do that later. So okay, we got this control. Oops, sorry. This control, shift, F, control here, shift key. You let it go. F, control, shift, F, control, shift, F, control, control. If you want, it's the same. It depends on how you're selecting the vertices. Here, control, shift, F, control, control, F, no, shift, F, and this is the last one. Control, control, F. Okay, these, okay, let's do Alt Z, which is the same as this one, which is called also the X-ray view. So we have this. Okay, now we have the tip down there, and these vertices, okay, there's a mistake here. See, I said, that's funny. Oops. Oops. Well, I can't just make it all again because that's very funny. Anyway, let's take these guys. Remove. Agent, I know, sorry. Whoops. Well, let's undo it because I where did I go wrong? There I went wrong, but no, I went wrong way earlier. Okay, so let's undo that. That's very funny. Okay, it's not this one, it's this one, F. So I went back. So it's funny because, like I said, it's very easy to make a mistake there, uh, but it's also easy to undo it. So I went all the way back. The work is always the same. There you go. And I know it's still not the last one. Okay, this is very nice. Here. Okay, this is great. This is great. Are we good? Okay, that's perfect. Now I can remove. Well, you can remove them before, but it's a bit. I'm showing you how to do that step by step. Okay, let's remove these vertices. Okay, now we need to select. This one is not so easy because let's do a control 7 to have the down view because we need to select this vertex, this one, and that one, F. No, you know what? Okay, I kept those, so I have the double. Okay, I need to do it like, I think with two. Okay, these two, perfect. So now it's always 1 and 2. So use the shift key to make your selection, F. And these are very pretty. Oh, I'm not sure. I'm not sure at all. No, nope. I mean, just the doubt. How many are these? This one goes with this one. Okay, so it's two then. It's these three vertices there, and then that. Because I kept the tip as a face, which is, like I said, more realistic, and it's going to be a very good looking diamond. Okay, so these guys, so actually it's really easy to do one. Well, really, nothing is easy at first. If it's the first time you're doing this, and you see me making mistakes, it's going to be like, what? The teacher's making mistakes during the tutorial? This is crazy. But I'm also showing that that's the process. Going through the process, and also why it's part and why as a teacher, well, they tend to look for me as a teacher from many places around the world for a simple reason. I don't like to lie. So I like to show the process as it is. So I make mistakes. I don't want to make tutorials that are totally correct at the first time or edit the resulting video. Sometimes I do also, but I tend to avoid that. Also, I try not to lie at all, even if it's. Have you seen the Liar Liar movie? It's a very good example of what could go on. But, well, life showed me from a very young age that lying wasn't a good option and was never actually a good option and should never be an option. And actually, I'm glad I learned that the good way, well, maybe also the hard way when I was a kid, but life showed me that at a very early age, and not because somebody told me not to lie or because it said like a commandment, don't lie. I know it's written and all that, and many people are going in many books, many movies or things are going to tell you don't lie. Lying is not good. But you need to learn the good way or the hard way that lying is not good. So as a teacher, I don't want to lie about the process. Modeling sometimes goes wrong. What you need to learn is to correct. That's what a master knows, how to correct his own mistakes. Because, uh, well, things that maybe you won't read that much, but gods also make mistakes. The difference is that, well, not in all cultures, but in some cultures, well, good way or a funny way or just the traditional ways are very much like us. So they do mistakes. But the difference is that the God are going to use all their power to correct their mistakes and to set things straight, to bring the balance back, the harmony back into their universe. That would be called the good. So we as humans, we should get inspired by that. And actually, the philosophy behind gemstone cutting, that kind of perfection, well, tends to that kind of knowledge. That's why geometry is sacred, and that's why we must learn to shape ourselves as diamonds. That's not a superficial action. That's not a superficial way of thinking. It's a very spiritual and philosophical and metaphysical way of thinking. That's why, in an odd way, for the masses, jewelry is very vain and superficial because it represents money and social status. But in fact, are these kind of crafts show the humans how to get better, to tend in that direction of the divinity inside us. And that's the real world of the jewelers and the gemstone cutters and everybody that really knows the craft, is that the craft is here to make us better, may it be in 3D or drawing by hand or in working the metals or working with gemstones. So get this very, have this very clear. You shouldn't be in the jewelry field for money. I know many, many millions of people are inside that to make money because they see the superficial, vain part of the world and they see that through jewelry also. So I've been told, and I do ask myself from time to time. People have told me, "Sir, it's amazing from you that you are giving your knowledge freely through your tutorials. But you should sell your tutorials, sir, because you must make money." So they only have that making money concept of the world. What they don't know, and I'm actually tired of explaining that, the making money point of view in the world destroys the world because the world is bigger than that. And the making money angle is very small. It makes you smaller as a human being, as a spirit, as a spiritual person. Making money makes you small, actually makes you insignificant. It doesn't matter how much money you make. Making a lot of money doesn't make you bigger. It will give you the impression, and above all, it will give the others the impression that you are bigger than them, or more important than them, or more powerful than them. But the problem is that you can't save yourself with your money. Money won't save you. It will give you the appearances that it's going to save you from pain, from mistakes, from lies, from chaos, from many things that you think are bad. But anyway, like I said, I'm tired of explaining that. But So just so you know, uh, the real craft, the craftsman, the craftsman do their work and do their job for many more reasons than just making money. It's not that we shouldn't make money. We need to make money. That's true. Uh, but your core force of decision, the force that makes you move, should be way more than making money, because it should be something that makes you bigger, and also with the others, like helping people makes other bigger and makes you bigger somehow. But and actually, you shouldn't even do it for any reason. You should just do it and do what makes you happy, and because you love what you do. Uh, you should work in such a way that you should even forget the problem of making money. You should worry more about being happy and doing something that makes you feel good and make other feel good in your own way. And actually, that will make you live the good life, like making 3D models of diamonds. So that being said, we this is a pretty nice diamond. So let's call this, is what it was, just a plane at the beginning. Now this is a diamond. 58 facets. Brilliant cut. Perfect. So now what you should do, first let's go back to edit mode. I need to remove this guy, this guy, this guy, this guy, remove vertices. Perfect. So this is a very nice looking diamond. This is our first. Let's export this as an STL. Okay, let's call this diamond 58 facets ref. So we're exporting. I went to export, put selection only, and this going to export this model in the STL file format, which is a very common file format for, actually 3D printing. It's the universal format. There are more like the object format. We'll talk about it later. Okay, it's just export STL. So now every time you want the diamond again, just import STL, double click there, and you're going to have your diamond in your file. So now we can start designing with this. So this is the, okay, now let's go for the other the other shapes. So let's just shift D this, and this would just, the oval shape is kind of easy because it's actually the same. Okay, let's do a Control A rotation application, S Y, and make this. And this is perfect. This is the oval shape. Let's move these guys. That's the oval shape there. Okay, now let's say I want the pear shape. So what I'm going to try, it not, sometimes it works quite fine, sometimes not so fine, but I'm going to copy this guy. I'm going to center it, and I'm going to go to edit mode. I'm going to activate the, no, I'm not going to activate this. I think I'm going to move this guy a bit on the side. I'm going to transform. This is not always the best way because but it's one of the way. I'm going to transform. Just need to see which in which, who's been kept and who's not. Okay, so let's go to edit mode of this guy. These are kept. Let's see. Okay, so I shouldn't use, I'm not going to use the oval shape, I'm going to use the round shape. There you go, and I'm going to put it in this direction. Okay, so what now? What goes is that the faces are the same. We just need to move the corresponding vertices to get the pear shape. So I don't know if I'm going to put it as a reference. I think, yeah, let's make it bigger there. Okay, so I'm centering these. Alt A C. Transparency is activated. So I'm going to move all these here. Alt A C. This guy, this is the tip. Alt A. I'm going to do it in a symmetrical way. All I do on the left side, I do on the right side. So I select that and that. So some things I need to be careful when I move them. Okay, Alt A. Alt A. This is good. Now, this becomes that. SX only on the X axis, so I don't move the correct height of my vertices. Now, okay. This comes here, SX. Okay, so now these guys, they go there. Okay, so that's what I said. Sometimes it's easier to. Okay, these guys are just from. No, actually, I didn't select correctly. Yeah, okay, that's good. I need to beware here. I use the C. I must use the C key there and move these guys there. All right, that's better because it's the girdle, and I need to take the vertices from the girdle from the top because there's a couple of vertices there. Okay, goes there. SX. Hey, this is okay. It's going to be quite good. SX there. I'm gonna go there. Then I'd correct the shape. Okay, this is correct. I have the correct faces going to the correct places. Thing is, you should beware of what's up and what's down, obviously. Okay, so this guy is going to move here. This guy is going to move there as X. These are a bit higher as X. What else? What else? What else? What else? Beware of doing S and X on the X axis when you're changing the proportion there, because if you just do a scale, it's going to scale the Z axis and the vertex is going to move. Then you're going to have a very weird effect in the 3D on the sides. So also, obviously, if I forget hitting the X key or the Y key, the levels from the side views would change because the Z axis would scale at the same time. That's why I do an S and then an X key to block on the X axis. Okay, let's use C. Okay, if you don't have the transparency activated, also beware. It's important to activate it up there or here with Alt Z, because these guys, like I did forget at the beginning. You must be quick to see your mistakes. It's easier to repair them if you see them. All right. So this one, who is who there? That one that one becomes a very big face. Oh, that's funny. 1, 2. Okay, this one becomes no, sorry. Okay. Now these become that one. Okay, it's funny because this one turns into one. So on the sides, there's a couple of faces less. That's why this one becomes this entire side there. So this means that these two triangles, this one and this one, turn into one. But I think that model I'm not going to follow. I'm going to keep these because that's weird. These faces, they don't go. I don't know. Well, I found that model somewhere there. Um, I'm going to keep it like this. This is more accurate. Okay, I'm going to take these guys. SX. SX. Okay. So that's actually pretty good. Let me just check a couple of things. Okay, that's pretty good. Yeah, this is really good. What I could change is that this I'm going to move a bit more like here. That's nice. And this I'm going to move a bit more here. To move this a bit higher here. making it SX. All right. So from the side view, we just need to move these to be on the same line. This must be a line, a straight line there. And the rest doesn't change at all. Okay, so that's the pier shape. I really liked it. So let's move it there. Let's go check it out to see that. Okay, here I need to correct this guy because obviously it must be kind of straight line there. Okay, let's go out. Okay, that's the pier shape. It's really pretty. It's one of my favorite cuts of a shape. All right, so pier. Now, basically, the same happened to the marquise, the almond shape. I'm going to copy this one here. And I'm going to see, okay, let's go to edit mode. Let's check what can be done just by, okay, so let's say we're going to remove, so let's activate the transparency there. We're going to remove these guys. We're going to select I'm going to remove these. Now I'm going to select all of these. I'm going to copy them. I'm going to rotate 180 degrees. And I'm going to overlap these. So GY, so we can be perfectly overlapping these guys. And now we can start completing, but we obviously are going to have a small problem of connecting that to that. So to avoid the overlap, because the overlap might create a lot of problems, and obviously we can't make a good mesh with these overlappings. I need to remove. Yeah, it's better if I remove. Or we can try, let's try with the overlap, but okay, let's select this and let's do a merge by distance. Okay, 16 removed. So, but I don't know if that's going to make the correct connections. I think it does though. Okay, let's go to the side view. 3. Alt A, B. So like always, check that you have the transparency activated so you get the selection on all the sides. Let's make mesh merge by distance. Okay, they were merged. So we should be good. Now we need to create what was done at the beginning, which is these with the shift key F. That's the top. Okay, this and this must merge at center. This and this merge at center. Now with the shift key, it's not that guy, it's this guy. Okay, this is to recreate the missing faces that I had to remove to do them. That's pretty nice. And now they're just this one, this. Okay, here we need to be where it's these. That's correct there. Now that on this side, these 3 guys there, F key. Okay, this one is complete also. Let's see. Okay, I'm going to select everything with the A key, S, X. I want it a bit wider like this. All right, let's go out of that. So that's the marquise shape. So that's already pretty good. And let's make it smaller here. So it's becoming bigger. You could, we can, let's correct the shape a bit. I want to make, okay, I think I'm going to select, no, not these, this, not that one, just this. I'm going to change a bit the shape to make it a bit more, a bit, let's say, oh, I'm taking these, a bit fatter, especially these. Okay, these are not in the correct places. Um, okay, there when you change the, okay, SX. Okay, Alt AC, let's take these guys. Just correcting some details of the shape. That's light. Let's make this just a bit wider. All right. Um, yeah, these are preferences. Just showing how to make the shape a bit different, or correct the shape if you don't like your shape. Don't forget to select on both sides to keep it symmetrical. Okay. So there. If you lose one of the vertices and don't select it, obviously that would destroy the symmetry of your model. So you need to take care. I think I'm going to make an SY here. SX. Yeah, that's nice. Not too much. Oh well. Okay, I'm going to keep it like this, I think. SX. Obviously not with that step there. Control I to invert the selection. Sometimes it's nicer to just invert the selection. SX, SY. Okay, so this is detailing the shape. That can be time consuming, but most of the time you want that because you must, well, okay, it's pretty good. I'm not totally happy with the the shape yet. Let's take this XY. Okay. All right. I think that's better. Yeah, that's good. Nice. Okay, so that's for some basic shapes. We only have 4. It is a favorite. So now let's do the other shapes. The hardest one, well, no, the other ones are quite easy. But anyway, let's go here, put the cursor there, add a mesh plane. Here we go. Let's go here, like this. Let's go to edit mode. Now, let's put everybody down there. The transparency is on. Now we can, let's just remove the face without moving it, please. Okay, let's suppress only the face. We have this. We're going to take these guys, make an extrusion, click, bring it here like this, but we're going to remove these edges because they don't go there. S, only edges and faces. Now, we're going to take this, Shift D, we're going to rotate that 45 degrees, and we're going to make that smaller here. We're going to remove only edge and faces. Here also, only remove edge and faces, and we're going to select this, F. Now we can start making the rest. Okay, so it's going to go. Okay, let's just let's take all this, make E, scale. I'm gonna come somewhere like here. Now we're going to take only these guys, SX, SY. It's there, that's pretty good. Okay, I'm going to remove that, and that. Suppress those vertices. I'm going to take this, and that. Suppress those vertices. I'm going to remove these guys, but remove only edges and faces. So these vertices are in the correct place. Shift D rotates 90 degrees. Now let's connect what must be connected. F, 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 and F. Now these F, 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 and F. Now these F, 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 and out those. F, F, always the shift key, F, F. That's okay. So we're good with the top view. Now let's move this a bit higher, and the surrounding, which is that one here. Okay, so we're good with the crown top view from the princess. Now the girdle, don't forget to give it a bit of thickness, extrude down. Oh, that's too fat. The girdle has 2% generally. Okay, So now let's start with the pavilion. We are going to make the following. Let's make an extrusion. Let's move it here. Let's scale it like, well, basically, now we won't be able to do it like this. Let's subdivide this. Take these, take the corners, remove the vertices from the corners. Now the remaining vertices, we can make them a bit bigger like this. Now that's the connection. I'm going to remove the image for a bit. Let's make these faces at once. That's actually what makes the princess cut very pretty. That difference there in the pavilion. Okay, we have this. Oops, sorry, I forgot to remove this guy. Okay, now we're good. Let's bring back the image to count. Okay, so we have that. And we're going to do that a couple of times more. Let's take this, extrude them. Obviously, that's, I'll change that later. The proportions, on the z-axis, they're not correct. But let's keep making those faces. It's going pretty well now. Okay, this here, this there. Okay, we're good. Here, everybody. This one's missing. Okay, F. Now let's do it again. It's a couple times more. That's the second. That's 1, 2. That's 2 times more. So let's make E. Move it. Scale it a bit. Keep with the making the triangles. It's that. This. That. This. And 1 time more, or even twice. How many you have? 2. Okay, it's 1 time more, and we're at the tip. Oh, sorry, there's something wrong there. So we're gonna have to do it. Okay, what's this one? Alt A. Wait, beware of the selection. It was this one. Okay, so once more, but now this is going to be the tip. So extrusion. And this is going to be, I think, do a merge at center. That's going to be the tip. So obviously, like I said, the proportions are not correct yet, but we're getting there. So this is this face here, F. And this one, nope. Alt A. I just need this. No, need this corner, please. This guy's there. F. Okay, we have this, which is okay. So now what I'm going to do is that I'm going to show this view, and I'm going to put it where it must go. Where do I? Okay, this guy somewhere here. Just to have the Z proportions corrected. All right. So now let's go back. Okay, this put it back there, not in front. That's pretty good. Okay, front view. Let's go here. So Alt A. Let's start with these. Oh, sorry. By level. Here we are. Okay. Let's move that here. Oh, that's funny. Well, let's do an A. Let's make it bigger like the model. Let's also take this here. Alt A, B, S. That's a bit better. Now, let's bring this a bit downer here. Okay, we're pretty good. A. Save that. Now, the tip goes here. These guys, they go here. Yep. Front view, Alt A, B, 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 and B. This is this. Alt A. Now, this should be intermediate to that. Yeah, it's pretty good. What we can change is that these guys can come down here. That's correct. What's yeah, I like it like this. All right. So that's the princess cut. Now, let's make this guy. Well, the next ones there. It's easier. All right. Let's create the plane right here. Let's bring it here. Let's put it at level 0 right here. Let's make transparent. All right, let's subdivide, I would say twice. Now let's remove these guys. Well, I'm going to remove these. Let's remove that. Let's remove this. And let's remove those. This is already the main shape. Now we have 3 levels. So E, well, we can do the Y key, which is the inset key. Let's put a thickness of 15. Let's put 16. Let's do it again. And always put the same amount, 0.16, and once more. S, sorry, not S. Y, the Y, the E key, it's E. I, the I key, not Y, nor U, nor J, the I key. Okay. Now this goes up, this goes up, up. Control key to select all around. Okay, let's go there. Now let's check on the sides. Alt A, B. Let's make it like this. All right. So we have the side view there. Yeah, it's pretty much that. Okay, steps, they might vary sometimes. Now on the sides, we also have 1, 2, 3 levels. Okay, let's select control key there. Okay, perfect. Now let's make an extrusion, E. Let's move it down a bit. Now, all right, let's do, what, an extrusion. E, let's move it down. Let's scale it. So I'm going to remove the image for a moment. Let's have the side view. Here, E. E. So actually this is the tip. So let's make F and let's make it way smaller. In the Princess cut, I made the tip just one vertex. I'm going to correct that, I think. Okay, now from the top, it should, yeah, be something like that. All right, let's take this level. This must rather be here. Yeah, that's pretty nice. 1, 2, 3 levels. 1, 2, 3. Okay. It can be. All right. Let's see if we go down a bit. I'm going to make this one a bit bigger then. Okay, Alt A, B. That's pretty good. Alt A, B. This one might go a bit downer here. Perfect. All right. This is the Azure cut. Obviously, let's take this guy and make the emerald cut so we can have this. Let's move it there. Oh, it's almost, let's make it a bit smaller there. All right. Now let's go to edit mode. Okay, save. So A, S, Y. No, sorry. Actually, I'm not going to change. I'm just going to select half there and move it. There I need to select these guys. All right, perfect. I'm going to do this. And now I'm going to correct the proportions of the edges at A, B. So I'm not going to use the, okay, SY, SX. Oh, sorry. Well, actually, I'm doing that. I'm going to take, okay. I could slide the edges, or I could simply, well, let's do an SY, SX. Oops, there's something wrong here. Yep. I need I need the Z, I need the transparency on, but I need to beware. Okay, this one is funnier then, because I want this and that, but I also want these. Well, actually here, I'm just going to make the model from scratch because the proportions change so much on the corners that it's easier to do it like that. Okay, let's subdivide exactly like before, but here I'm going to change directly the proportions to get the corners right. Okay, now let's remove the vertices that we don't need. So these, on this one we need. All right, that's the main shape. F. Y, let's do it 116 also. No, a bit less, 114. Yeah. Y, this it's the inset key 114. Y 114. Let's move it up. Let's select around. Oh man, just these. Let's move it up. Alt Z, Alt A, B. Let's move it up. S, Z. S, Z. Alt A, B. A, B. L, Z. All right. Now, let's do this. E. Now, E, S, E, S, E, S, F, S, Y. Now also from the top, S, Y, no, sorry. Okay, this is correct, S, Y, but we need to adjust the scale, the scales, okay. So let's take every level, and this is an SY, comes here. Now let's take these guys, SY here, SX. Now take these guys, SY, SX. Okay, then I'll change something. Okay, this level wants to be, okay, it's funny, way higher. S. Yeah, this one I'm going to bring here. Now these guys. S, Y, SX. I'm going to bring them here. Now these guys, SY, SX. Okay, now these guys, these are the worst ones. SX, SY. Okay, now these SX, it's SX. Now I'm going to take this, or Alt A, sorry. Okay. H to hide these vertices, and I'm going to check a couple of alignments right here. Okay, that's pretty good, but these guys is X. Okay, so now it's the side view that doesn't work at all. B, the level of this guy is somewhere here. Let's make it a bit bigger. B, that's correct. Front view, top view. Okay. Now these guys, no, sorry, SX, to have nice grades there, the grading progression, nice proportions. SY, that's nice. SX, let's remove the image. Okay, SY, that's nice. Alt A to suppress these guys. Alt X, Alt Y. Okay, I'm kind of liking the shape now. Alt A, B. I think these guys can go up a bit. Alt A. Excuse me. All right. Now it's correct. Okay, so these guys just a bit higher. Alt A, B. All right. Alt H to unhide everybody. Let's just check that. Check with the model right there. We can have. I'm going to put right there. Yeah, this just as a general reference. Alt A. Okay, so let's bring this levels. So those levels a bit downer there. Right, A, B, this one a bit downer. I think that works pretty well. So okay, that's perfect. All right, I like it. Let's do a set origin to geometry right there. And that's it for that. Let's actually go at 90 degrees there. So we're starting to have already a nice let's set to origin at 0 there. A nice set of stones. We just have a very simple stone that is very useful in this one, which is the baguette. Let's add a mesh right there. It's same process. So like I said, once I explain the process, it's always the same process. So you can create any type of any type of gemstone. Okay, let's go here. Let's do a Y, SY. Let's already move it up. And you can go faster, obviously. Y, SY, Y, SY. Okay, the sides. Okay, these guys, check, check, check. The girdle, so it's extrusion to make the girdle here. Now let's activate transparency. E, I'm gonna go here, but not exactly at the same level. I'm going to be a bit further there. Let's align pretty well here. Let's do an S. No, excuse me. Extrusion, scale. That one goes to the middle like there. SY. Let's keep the alignment on the diagonals. That's that one. Extrusion scale. SY. Always keep. Okay, that's perfect. SX to make it a bit more. Now just check, obviously, the levels. Let's move that pretty much there. Okay, we have it right here. This is pretty good. Alt A, B. Oh, sorry. Control Z, Alt Z. Okay, this is wrong. Alt A, Alt A. I didn't have the transparency on, so that destroyed the side view. Let's go something there. Okay, let's check the proportions there. B. It is quite deep, like this. Okay, B, S, Y. Check it from the front. Okay, so that's the baguette. And let's put set origin to geometry to just level it up. Let's copy it. Let's take this guy here. We're going to do this last one, trapeze, so that's very easy. Alt A, B, and let's change SX to create the trapeze cut, which is very nice in some kind of designs. Well, then we'll be using all these stones. Alt A. So let's set the geometry to the origin for everybody there. Set origin to geometry. Just to level them at their centers. Did I put set origin to geometry? Yes, I did. All right. This one I will correct someday. I don't really like that shape. It's too well. Actually, I am going to correct it very fast. Okay, that's the princess. These are our azure and emerald cut, and this guy here. That's pretty cool. So now we have many different stones. So that's going to be good for the entire series. Anything you need, well, now you know how to model gemstones in a geometrical and precise manner. So, well, like I said, uh, speed is not my main goal. Uh, But it's more important that you see the entire process in real time. Obviously, when I work, I can go a lot faster. Sometimes I do, but also it's not always necessary to stress. Stressing is generally bad for your health. So, like I already said, um, do things um, for good reasons. Making money in an honest and happy way to progress in life and to make your surroundings and your surrounding people feel better and everybody obviously you're not responsible of other people's happiness. Everybody's responsible for its own happiness, his own my own happiness. uh, One must be happy first to make others happy, so that's why we're here. Okay, let's correct this almond just to finish this tutorial. Well, that's I know that's not the end. Oh, that's a long, long, long tutorial, but that's a very complete tutorial. So it was supposed to be like this because at the beginning we kind of be we must be complete. So I think it takes more time. That's pretty nice. Okay, so let's hide the images. Let's take the diamond. Let's copy it right here. Let's put the render filters all over there. I didn't put the names right. Nobody cares. Let's take everything and hide it with the H key. The last one is this diamond. That's for rendering. So let's create a mesh. Let's the plane. Let's make it big. Let's put it somewhere here. All right. So now let's put this. The camera is on there. The light is. Let's remove. No, let's put the light because it's going to help us. Um, well, rendering for gemstones. So we need cycles. Where's cycles? Come on. All right. So there's no. Okay, that's the light. Material tab, new diamond. So that's the principal BSDF. All right, let's go that this is going to be, let's say the view is going to be this. Alt Control 0. Let's center the camera. Let's focus more there. Let's go at 40, no, 80, 120, 150, 200. We're good. Let's say we're right here. Okay, so what's going to be, you know what I said I would do? Let's do an Alt H on the on these guy. Okay, the princess cut. I needed to. Uh, I'm going to make the following. I'm going to remove this guy. I'm going to extrude this. Make it like that. Make it small. Make it F. Make it very small. Because, like I said, the tip is most of the time a face. So let me complete this. So it can be totally thorough with the subject of modeling the gemstones. So well, now we have almost all the models we wanted. Right, this is perfect. Okay, anyway, what we should do, no, anyway, let's go A, select all H. Let's show the camera. Let's show the light. Let's show the plane. I know that's not the plane. Where's my the last plane? This is the plane, and the last diamond. This is my diamond. Okay, we have this. So the material. Let's go to Environment, let's put the environment texture. Let's open an AXR or HDR file of your favorite file. Let's use this. Let's go to preview. Let's check that we're on overclock on these guys. And we are. All right, this is what we have for now. Okay, camera view, it's the 0 on the numpad. So preview and what's going on? We need IOR at 243 and transmission at 1, roughness at 0, and that's what we have for now. Specular at 1. Okay, nice. So, just so you know, as you can see, there's something wrong. Okay. When that happens, go and check the face orientation. What's going on? The normals, the orientations of the faces from this mesh are red. This means that they have a wrong orientations going on inside. So select all with A in edit mode and go to normal flip actually because they're all flipped. Now they're good. Remove face orientation from the view, save, and let's go back to the render preview. All right. So it's no bug. Sometimes it might be a bug, but that's something that you can easily forget. What do we have? The diamond is looking nice. The IOR is the real one. I actually do use the real number for the gemstones, the colors and all that. It's going to work quite well. There's just one phenomenon that is not happening. It's the the famous diffraction, which is the rainbow dispersion of light, because the light wave speeds change through the medium, which is the diamond in this case. So when they come out, the white light gets out at different speeds depending on the length wave. So you have those small fires, which is called in case of the diamonds, which make it shine like with some colors. Okay, so there are many tricks and cycles to fake the diffraction. I think there's none of them is good, none at all. I have my own tricks. In other videos, I might show a way to fake dispersion. You can use light ray nodes and all that, camera rays, and diffract it through the nodes. I tried several ways. I have my own ways that look very good in many cases, also for animation and all that. But anyway, don't lose your time. Cycles is a very good and fast renderer, but uh, it has some limitations. Every renderer, every engine, every renderer has its own limitations. For when the gemstones are in the jewels set into the metal, the dispersion is not so important. We're gonna get very good looking, very professional renderings with cycles, very fast, and also for animations. So that's good. What we could do is just use another render engine. There are many. Some are free, some work very good. Blender, and by example, the LuxScore renderer calculates the dispersion and does it very well. And also well, the fire and the color dispersion for diamonds specifically work very well. So we'll talk about that another day. So for what we need to know, what you well, first put high bounces for the light path. The material is just like this, everything in zero. Let's put it totally white, by the way, here. Uh, as always, a good environment image. I don't know, maybe let's use this one. Well, this one's very different. I don't like this one anymore for this project. Maybe a black and white one like this. Let's put it stronger if necessary. This is totally a black and white environment. This view might look a bit better. Okay, this point of view is perfect. Let's okay, move that backwards. 150, 100. That's good. So if it's just a diamond like this without the dispersion and caustics and all that, the light bounces and all, it looks a bit dull. But also, we're going to use colored gemstones, and when it's a colored gemstone, it looks good even without the dispersion. Obviously, to create material like for an emerald with all the inclusions and all that opals and all that, that's another subject, which is more render-oriented problems than modeling-oriented problems. But what you should know is when the mesh, and like this diamond has been modeled with all the 58 faces. So this is a correct model. This is a real model. It's going to look better than a diamond that hasn't the real proportions and the correct proportion and all the correct faces, especially on the girdle and the tip, because like I said, the tip is one face, so generally it's flat and it has a size. Okay, so well, it's rendering here. Um, so this is just a simple diamond material. It's enough for a lot of things. It's going to look good, but then we'll see we'll have many problems with the light in the gemstones. So especially in cycles, we're going to use a couple of tricks with the lights to make it. And well, if you want to put in dispersion, I am going to show in other tutorials how to do that. Today's tutorial has been quite long, but we've modeled many gemstones. This is going to be more than enough for all the tutorials that are coming. And it's better modeling your own gemstones than, let's say, um, trying to find them on the internet. What I can do is that I'm going to activate one light source. Do I have any light source? No, I removed it. Okay, let's just do that too. Let's let's add let's add a light point right here. Okay. Let's see here, and let's see what happens with one light source. I'm going to remove this under 28. Let's make the light source way stronger. So let's remove the preview. Let's use the nodes. Let's put power. That's something crazy. That's maybe too much. Um, a bit less. Let's make it size 1. No, that's too much. 0.5. That's pretty good. Yeah, that's pretty good. So what we also could check is that, let's go there. Let's select the faces and make shading sharp edges. because that's what happens with the gemstones. The edges must be sharp. Okay, we have this, and yeah, what we could do is just put the diamond on the ground for fun. So let's rotate the diamond like this, and let's put it on the ground, which is the very basic setting. Now let's see. Okay, it's a better point of view. Let's put it here. Let's go somewhere further here and there. Okay, so this is the simple material without any type of dispersion. Refraction is accurate. Actually, if we could go, let's say 255 for everybody. Okay, let's put the environment with some less light there. And my light point is way too strong still. Let's go at 800, I guess. It's pretty good. Okay, that's pretty good. For a beginner's tutorial, I think we covered the subject for today. I hope you liked the video. Um, okay, so let's go with the render. So I hope you liked this video. Um, it's been slow paced, but I think it was complete the way I wanted it. Um, Try to model your own gemstones. We're going to use them in the next tutorial, so it means that if you didn't check this tutorial, you won't be able to follow the rest of the series because I'm going to use what we did today and explain today later on. So this tutorial is a must, and that's why I want it to be complete. And there's many things to cover still. So here, this image is without the denoiser. Let's go here with the denoising passes. So let's turn the noising data here. Let's use the nodes here. Let's bring in the filter denoiser here. Poof, normal, boom and boom. And so this is going to be the final render. As you see, it's really fast, even with 255 bounces for the light path. And it does change a lot in the resulting refractions, which are already pretty cool. The diamonds are some of the hardest gemstones to render. Obviously, now with the technology for rendering a graphics card, it's not much of a problem anymore to get the refraction uh, right and the light right. But it's very different when it's set in the jewels because the light doesn't really get to the diamonds and they look, in many cases, they look just blackish somehow. And well, it it looks bad. But like this, it's just all white background, a nice angle. It's it's pretty. It's a simple image, but it's already pretty good. Okay, so please subscribe, notification and all. Any questions in the comments? Check my web page. Check the school page. If you need something to be modeled in 3D, well, you just can write to me, send drawings or pictures, and I get a quote. You can pay me through PayPal to work for you, and that's about it. So take care, stay safe, and see you soon. Bye bye.